There's a couple of tools that you want to get. These are flat diamond hones. Colored on these designates its coarseness. Coarse, fine, super fine, mediums. This one happens to have blue and red, which is coarse and fine. Blue is just fine. If you want something that's nice and flat like this, a little bit of ubu juice on it, maybe. The nipper has two different angles. There you have an inside angle and an outside angle. So you want to make sure that you, what do you do with them? Oh, there you go. Roy has to wear these because he doesn't look so good anymore. But you want to get yourself to where you are following that angle that was provided in the beginning, right? You want to make sure that you're on it. You want to do nice, take your time with this. Don't get in a hurry. And you just work that edge. You can see as you're working whether or not this is going to be a pain in the something or other. You're going to have to get rid of that. See these devices? This is made by Gene Glazer down in Texas. It has independent jaws on it so that you can either work on one side, not the other, but if your shoe is different thicknesses, whether you maybe have a pock and a no pock or something, it'll still grip because the two jaws work independent. They're kind of cool, and they're very, very, the springs on this are really good. Now when you think you have the inside touched up the way you want it,
That's something for you.
you get rid of it.
Call it women intuition and Polishness.
What are you using, clothespins or what?
No, paper clips.
Paper clips. Oh, perfect.
Just to get a pen in your back.
Are we all better?
We're good. Except for
Yeah, it feels better. Not in Roy's way anymore. I was doing this in Colorado and accidentally bumped the edge of these nippers with my finger, and it looked like I butchered a chicken over here. I was bleeding all over the place. Kind of had a good notion that the nippers were sharp. Hopefully I won't bleed today. That's what we do as horseshoeing. We practice bleeding every day. That doesn't feel too bad. You want to hold it up, and you want to look through, and you want to see just a slight gap. I don't know if you can see it through the light. Does that show up?
Yeah, it does.
Tell me if it's not showing up. If there's a slight little gap between the two jaws. See it back there? No.
Yeah.
Does it show up? Well, we're getting in the dark over here. You don't want a ton of gap, but just that little bit. So you should be able to just give it a squeeze, and then you should see the two jaws come together. Yeah. If when you make that little squeeze move, they don't come together, then you're going to have to go into these steps and take a little bit off of each one of those. That's where a little triangle file will come in. You can very carefully cut that across. Make sure that you've got everything out of here. That's usually the place where all that hoof shit gets up in there, and then they don't work anyway. So make sure you keep those clean. But you can take a little bit off of that, being very careful. Keep it flat. Let's see if this works or not. You take a business card, hold it up. Should hold it straight, and you should squeeze and it should snap. I'll see it fell over that way. You see that? That tells me that this jaw is slightly higher than this jaw, right? So I can come back. And I'll take a little bit more off of that side.
Are you taking more off the side that's higher?
Yes,
Okay.
Of the top or the bottom?
from the top. See if we did enough. Still, wants to push it over. Get that up. As far as I know, in the course of this, I think Nordic is the only company that actually card tests their nippers before they go out. I haven't heard from anybody else. I'm getting there. When the Diamond Tool Company, Diamond Shoes, used to be in Duluth, Minnesota, when they sold out, the actual family that owned Diamond from the very beginning, their name was Swanstrom. And when he sold out, he went across the river into Superior, Wisconsin, and started another company. And that company made nothing but little small wire cutters for the computer industry. And anytime that you go to cut a piece of round stock wire, you know, it flattens and spreads. Well, in the computer industry, you cannot have that spread. It has to snip and not expand the wire, otherwise it won't go into those little jimmy jacks they put in the computers, right? So we were up there, and we happened to go find them, whatever. We were going to have them see if they could possibly build some stuff for us. And they had these tables set up. There was a bank of them. There's 4 back to back. There's 8 of them. It was like a frosted plexiglass table with fluorescent lights under it and fluorescent lights up above, so that the person sitting with all these little pliers and little diamond hones didn't have to do that all the time. All they had to do is, all that light coming through the table was showing the gaps, whether or not he was straight or not, and he'd sit and touch that. And then he had piles of cards, and he would sit and snip these cards so that every one of those little pliers was absolutely perfect. It was pretty cool. Yeah, that's getting there. That's getting better. width on this. These may need more work than we have time for today. There. Didn't push over, stayed straight up, but it didn't cut the card. So that means my gap is a little bit too much in between there, so I need to address those steps down below. That's what we're after. This works for any cutting edge. You run the edge over your thumbnail. You can feel every nick or scratch in the blade. It works on your hook knife or your pocket knife. It's just a real good way of, am I smooth? Did I get it right? Did I get it? Or do I have a bump in there someplace? But it feels pretty good. It slides right over. I like that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of.
Roy,
Do it again.
how long before you, when you sharpen your nippers and you file those stops down, how much do you let go before you think you should rebuild them? Because, you know, when you put a flat edge on the face of that blade, it'll start dipping in.
Yeah. And I'm starting to, for as old as these nippers are, you can see there's now I'm starting to get a little something going on.
Right.
And I think that's going to come in with you. Does it still do what you want it to do as it comes around? Or are you having trouble with the nipper itself? Is it not actually snapping and doing what you want it to do? And then the more that gets dropped below, now it's time. Send them off. Get rid of them. I mean, get them rebuilt. Get that back to flat again. Generally, the only part of this tool that's heat treated is about 3/8 of an inch of this cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it on your anvil. I have a tool that kind of matches the inside of this, but it's just a skosh bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I could put it in the hardy hole. It kind of comes over, and I can give that a little crack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
But you can do it. And it will pop that just a little bit without completely messing them up entirely.
But your reins get too close after a while.
Yeah, that you can fix too.
Yeah.
How do you fix that?
You got to get something in here that doesn't allow anything to touch, and then you can put those in a vise and do a little squeeze up against some of that, and it'll bring the rein in just a little bit. So another thing with any of your tools, I mean, you always these are your life, your blood. I mean, this is what's making you money. These guys, everything in your toolbox is making you $1, right? So don't let this stuff get all rusty and crappy. I mean, keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it oiled. Every so often, give yourself, a little something in here on that rivet, down in there. Make sure that's clean down in there. You can see it. It'll ease out of there. Some of the dirt will come in it, and dirt goes down in that joint all the time. Just make sure that you maintain your stuff, because without them, I mean, you're toast, right? You're done.
That's a better shot for that.
Or the work starts to show it doesn't, or you start to struggle during the course of a day, and you don't want to do that either.